So for me, the hot story of the day is once again just Desean Jackson story. The star wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles is no longer going to be a Philadelphia Eagle anymore. And for me, there's really only one way to approach this. If I'm a father, and this is my job, this is the company that pays me, this is the company that provides me and my family medical insurance and benefits. Um, I have to do what's in the best interest of me and my family. Those are the type of choices that I have to make. It's not really about what I want to do. It's about what's best for my family. That's the mentality that you should have in this type of situation. And a lot of people say, well, hey, Desean Jackson didn't really break the law. Well, that would be your opinion. That would really be your opinion. You can't say that's a fact unless you investigate the situation for yourself to separate fact from opinion, matters of fact from matters of opinion. Now, you have to understand that this was an investigation that was done by the Philadelphia Eagles. His employer did this investigation about, what it is that he does in his free time. And apparently the results of their inquiry did not meet, they didn't satisfy, they didn't qualify to the standards that, ownership has for their employees, both on and off the field. Do you know Desean Jackson personally is what it comes down to, before you can, make a decision that's going to be based off of fact versus based off of opinion. And in order to get to know Desean Jackson, if you can't talk to him personally, you have to use whatever resources are available, offered to you, the public, by the media, media outlets. And from there, you have to determine if sources are credible, if information is true or not. Here are the facts. Desean Jackson's no longer employed. He's no longer employed. This was a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. He got, top near money, $30 million a year, $50 million a year if he does everything right in his contract. At the end of his contract, he would have made $50 million. So you're in this position where your life has literally changed, from a kid coming out of college with a dream of going to the NFL to a man who has a job and has provided an opportunity to change his life. Now one thing about me is it's a conflict. Like, you can't be a gang member and an NFL athlete at the same time. The two don't mix. It's like the combination of water and oil. The two simply don't mix. For me, it's like, Desean Jackson went to the University of Cal Berkeley, one of the most prestigious academic universities in the country and in the world. That's where you got your education from. That's where you received your education from. So even if you were a product of your environment, and you grew up around gang members and gang activity, and I don't judge anybody for anything they do. If that's the lifestyle that you lived, then do it to the best of your ability. So if these were the circumstances of your environment, once you received your education at Cal, you were offered a path of enlightenment to know more than what you had been offered in life. So once you had a chance to see life from the other side, you should have made a decision. Am I going to be a gang member or am I going to be an NFL athlete? You try to do both. You're the first athlete in professional history to be released from your contract, terminated, other words, fired, pink slip, clean out your locker, take your bandana with you, is what they asked this man to do. He was fired. He was fired. The first professional athlete to ever be fired for having a gang affiliation. Okay, you got to do one or the other. That's just the way that this, the system is set up. In the NFL, that's just the way that it is. And that's something that young men and women are going to have to think about, especially young men and women of that are younger than me in the next generation. That's something that they're just gonna have to think about. I'm 29 years old. I've never joined a gang, and at this point in my life, there's really no reason for me to join a gang. Anything I need to do, I can handle it on my own. But some people, obviously not Desean Jackson, literally live in circumstances where gang life and gang activity is the only way that they know when they live it, and that's their life, and that's okay. However, Desean Jackson, you are not one of those individuals. You're not. The circumstances of your life do not require you, or do not give you the best chance of survival, by doing this type of stuff. Playing football obviously gave you the best chance of survival because that's what, and going to Cal Berkeley, that's what opened the doors and provided you the opportunity to really and truly change your life and live out your dream. No, I don't feel sorry for you. You know why? Because when I've been fired before, when jobs have fired me, Desean Jackson never offered me any sympathy because I made the choices that led to the consequences that ultimately led to me being fired. And the same thing goes for Desean Jackson. I wish him the best. This is a life lesson that he's going to have to learn. This is a tough pill to swallow. So that's just the way that it is. That's what it is. He chose to be fired because he knew deep down inside that if his owner, his boss, the person that cuts his check knew some of the things that he was doing, away from the field, off the clock, he knew that there would be consequences if these actions were discovered. He knew that. He knew that he could possibly lose his job. And he still chose to do whatever it is that he did. It's not like this was an FBI or CIA or ATF or DEA or local police task force investigation. This was the NFL, just trying to see what it is their employees do, outside of football. And can you blame them after Aaron Hernandez situation, after the Lawrence Phillips situation, after the Ray Caruth situation, the Travis Henry situation, the Sam Hurd situation, the Brett Favre situation? Okay, all these, right is right and wrong is wrong. When a player does something, it's either, the Ben Roethlisberger situation. When a player does something wrong, it's either positive or negative for the identity of the league. It can't be both. Something can't be positive. Action can't be positive and negative at the same time. So when these players do negative things that affect the franchise that they're employed for, key word is franchise. What is a franchise? A franchise is a business. The NFL is a business. The teams in the NFL make up the franchise. The franchise has company policies that you must follow as an employee, and at the end of the day, it's just simple. There's no other argument that's either here nor there. It doesn't matter. It's not valid. Whether you thought what he did was right or wrong, ultimately, it's not up to you because you are not the employer of Desean Jackson. You don't pay his wages and his salary. You don't provide him with health care. You don't provide him the best health medicine, the best sports medicine, the best, recovery medicine possible in the world. The employer, his employer provides that. The ownership of Philadelphia Eagles provide that. So you're literally biting the hand that feeds you, and that's the hand that he played. That wasn't the hand that he was dealt. He was dealt the hand of a full house. He lived his dream. Many of us have the dream to play in the NBA, the NFL, the MLB, be professional golfers, play in the NHL, get in the Olympics, maybe do some high jump, do some triple jump, do some long jump, maybe be a marathon runner, running 400, running 800, get in the X Games, be in the Winter Olympics. We all have dreams of being a champion, and when you get there, there's things that there's guidelines that you're gonna have to adhere to, and everybody knows this. He knew this, and he made his choices, and he's gonna have to live with it. My name is Earl the Grant. This is Real Talk with the Sports Heads. This was a live broadcast. Either way, I'm gonna be posting this on Facebook immediately on our YouTube channel. Come check us out. We're gonna be doing a lot of new stuff this year, and we're gonna, we really want, the fans, you, the audience, to give us your opinion about, some of the things that you would like to see on the show. Check it out. We'll see you later.
Okay.